I have on the call Mr. Tim Lane, four-time world champion kickboxer. And Tim, welcome to our call. Thanks for jumping on.
Hey Antonio, good to see you.
So we've got something jumping off on this Sunday that's pretty exciting. We've been working on it for a long time, and we want to just kind of get folks a little opportunity to learn about what we're doing this Sunday. And it's all about taking 30 plus years of your experience as a professional kickboxer and combining that with my experience as a professional marketer and launching startup companies and putting them together to do something pretty magic, pretty special. But essentially, this is your baby. This is you and I working together on something very exciting. But in reality, it's really leveraging all of your punches to the face over the years of 30 plus years and me kind of extracting some knowledge from that. And we came with this idea. Uh, tell folks a little bit about what we're doing.
And Antonio and everyone, what we're doing is we're taking two different worlds and we're combining them together to realize that we're all going for the same things. But how do we do it? There's so much in life that's going on. I'm going to take all my knowledge, and Antonio tried to help translate it to a language that we can all understand, a universal language. But there's steps we got to take that we're going to be able to learn to focus and follow through.
Right. So that's the whole event. It's a 1 day workshop, the focus and follow through 1 day skills building workshop. And Tim, I just want to say how excited I am to be working with you on this project. Here, you are an accomplished professional and individual. You've been performing at the most elite level as a professional kickboxer for many years. Anything you apply yourself to, it seems like you come out on top. Has that always been the case?
Yes, it has. I've always figured out a way to adapt and overcome. If something gives me goosebumps, I will figure out what it is and what I have to do to find it. And I finally met up with you, Antonio, and learned how to take my crazy language and crazy calculations and put them together so everyone can understand them.
Well, this Sunday here, we're going to be going from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time, and you're going to be getting folks who attend the call. Will be getting. We already have people registering like crazy. We only have 500 seat limit for this event, and this concept has really caught on like right away, which is fantastic. You were just on Brad Lee's show, dropping bombs here, and you actually got called back for a second interview. Tell me about that for a moment. What was so fascinating? What do you think was so fascinating about your conversation here that it invited you back for a second interview?
Well, Brad and I connected on a few different topics, but what really stuck with him and with the show was the story about Isaac Saldivar and I. Him asking me to go on a camping trip, and the way that I saw him being vulnerable with me there, at a fireside chat, and that kind of opened the doors to different ways of communication. And we got on a few subjects, and Brad wanted to hit on that once again. So he invited me back for part two when Isaac Saldivar and one of our other mentors from Merging Vets and Players, his name is Phil Fussell, they came back and kind of described their transition and what's kept them with their focus and follow through. So
So
yeah, part two is is a branch off of one, and to go a little deeper into the story.
so you've had a dream since you were a little kid, and how did this dream happen? Tell folks about you're 6 years old. You're in Virginia at
No,
the
I
time.
was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Here, you're 6 years old. Tell a little folks about how you figured out what you wanted your dream to be in life.
Well, my father was in the Army Special Forces. So when I was 4 years old, he had to go away, and he left me with his sister, my Aunt Mary. And during that time, I had some bullies, And when my dad came back to pick me up about a year later, I said, Dad, will you put me in martial arts?
Right. And your
And he
dad
put
was special forces.
My dad was, yes, Army Special Forces. Yep. So when I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, my father put me in the Fort Sill Judo Club. And there, when I was 6 years old, I did a tournament where I went against three people and I won each match. And when the referee raised my arms and put a gold medal around my neck, I got this feeling that went through my body of goosebumps. And when people clapped for me and smiled for me, I said, oh man, this is my dream. This is what I want to do the rest of my life. And that's when it happened.
Fantastic. And then from there, you realized that was for you, and you stayed with it here. The idea. Did you set yourself up at that point to be world champion, or you set yourself up on a career which eventually led to you being world champion?
Well, after I won that judo contest, I was living at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and I had a best friend. His name was Jamar Workman. He still lives in Oklahoma. We were best friends, and we hung out all the time. And I did a few different sports, and I didn't do martial arts for the whole time. But then when I was 10 years old, my father said that we were moving to Kansas. We were only there for 10 weeks, and I got bullied quite a bit. And then I said, Dad, I want to do martial arts again. So we moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina, outside of Fort Bragg, and that's when I started doing Taekwondo and learning how to use my feet. And then we moved again, and everywhere we went from that point on, because I was moving so much, I did a different martial art. And that's when I honed in. When I was a teenager, I said, man, I have to channel everything that I've ever had, and I have to be a world champion. I never had anything else on my mind except being the champion of the world.
Got it. And so now at what point did you win your championship title?
That was in 2002.
In 2002, and then you defended it three times.
Yes, I defended it three times after that, and retired in 2005, but was actually asked to come out of retirement in 2006 for a different organization. But yes, I defended my belt three times.
So, Tim, tell folks what it feels like to realize your dream of being a world champion kickboxer. What does that feel like for you?
Man, it made me just feel like I was the best. I deserve to be, I'm the best. Yeah. I got it was everything I ever wanted. It was really a dream come true because I had made so many sacrifices. I have done so much my whole life to achieve that. It was at that moment the feeling that I thought I would always want in life.
And so, what are your hopes for this event for folks who are going to be showing up here? You talked about the idea of that you've spent 30 years basically beating people up and teaching people to beat people up, and now you want to lift people up. So, what are your hopes that for folks that who come and attend this event on Sunday, May 16th?
My hopes for the people that attend this event are that they realize what their dream is and that they can have a step-by-step process to take their dream and then learn how to somehow match it up with their finances where they can live their life and live from their heart. A lot of times I thought my whole life was going to be fighting, so I dedicated everything to it. But something had to change, and there has to be transitions in life. If we can use certain parts of our brain and connect with like-minded individuals, we can do things that, oh man, we only thought we could dream of. We can make our dreams come true. And we're going to be able to learn that this Sunday.
I love it. And you have a very special keynote guest. Can you tell us a little bit about your keynote guest?
Yes, our keynote guest is going to be an MMA legend, a very dear friend of mine who I've got to see transition through many different areas in life. He is a Hall of Fame MMA world champion, Randy the Natural Couture. Yes, aka Captain America, baby.
Amazing. And so, and Randy, you've known Randy for some time here. Obviously, I just assume that all of you world champions just like hang out and have lunch and fight each other for snacks during the course of the day. Tell us about a little bit about how you got to know Randy.
Well, I was living in New York, and a mutual friend of Randy and I is a guy named Jay Heron. And Jay was training in the gym that I was training in. We had one of the same coaches. His name is Keith Trimble, there on Long Island. And Jay Heron was training under Randy Couture out here in Las Vegas. And he said, Tim, if you ever change your mind and come out to Las Vegas, there's a great program here at the gym, and I believe you would be a good fit. So Jay Haran ended up introducing Randy and I, and then when I got out here, I met his son and started training his son for most of his professional career. So I know the family, and I got to be around him quite a bit over the last 12 years, and I've got to see him I've got to see him train for fights, Antonio. I've got to see him. He just had a grandson this week, so he's a proud grandpa now. So yeah, it's been really beautiful.
That's fantastic. And you've got a lot of other friends that are going to be joining us as well. But basically, this is the opportunity for anybody who is struggling to achieve their dream, anybody who has a vision for the life that they'd love to live, and they're looking for some new insights on how your mindset at a championship level. What are some of the secrets of a world champion mindset? And now anybody can apply this, right? You don't have to be an Olympic athlete here to apply this mindset here. This works for everybody, right?
It does, Antonio, and something that may ring a bell with anyone. I'll have to tell you guys, you don't have to be an elite athlete to stop eating your favorite cereal of all time. I stopped eating Captain Crunch Berries because I wanted to be a world champion, and that taking that away from me made me that much more confident. So for anybody out there, if you've ever loved Captain Crunch Berries, whoo, come on,
Okay,
I
so
got
so
more
now
ideas like
you're
that.
just gonna have to tell a story now. Now you just have to tell a story. Let folks know so they understand the context. What happened? Somebody told you had to stop eating Captain Crunch Berries. What's that story?
Well, I was in Virginia. I was about 22 years old, and I was eating a bowl of Captain Crunch Berries, which is my favorite cereal. And I was eating it in the gym. And my coach at the time, his name is Dan Wilson, he came by and saw me eating that, and he said, "Tim, you can't be a world champion if you eat Captain Crunch Berries." And I finished eating that bowl, and I said, "Okay, that's the last." I poured I think I threw that box out, but I quit eating Captain Crunch Berries on that day and never ate them again. And I always thought on my way to the ring that the person in front of me is the one who took away my Captain Crunch Berries. So, yeah, that's that's another reason I was bringing so much fire to the ring with me.
So your nickname was Bring the Pain. So what you're saying is
Okay.
not being with your Captain Crunch Berries gave you some additional fuel uh, to uh, to put into your dream, if you will.
Exactly, Antonio. It was something I took away from my life as opposed to something I did to achieve something.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about this. Of course, we're going to go deep into these things. I mean, it's a 6 hour training that we're going to be going into. And for folks who may have gone through programs like this in the past, this is going to be a very unusual way in which to teach this subject. First of all, we're going to acknowledge right now that there's no one way that you can go through this process. There's lots of ways that you can learn how to focus and to follow through here. But the approach that we have that's a little bit unique is that I haven't seen any programs of this caliber taught about championship mindset, focus, and follow through delivered to you by an actual world champion. And so there's lots of coaches, there's lots of academics, there's lots of people here who do some research and who have curate information like this. But this is real information, proven information, real applications from the person who actually did it, from the people who actually did it. And so that's going to be a big distinction here. There's one approach here of getting knowledge, which is from theory. There's another one getting knowledge from the real deal. And Tim, you're going to be talking pretty raw and pretty real about this, yeah?
Yes, I am, Antonio. That's the only way for this to really happen, man. It has to be organic and from the heart. And I'm ready to share now. Thanks to you translating the language that I have inside me, we're gonna make this thing where people can learn and make their dreams come true today.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So, this concept here is anybody who's looking to learn how to concentrate, learn how to focus, learn how to follow through it for business or in life here. It doesn't matter how old you are, what your skills levels are here. You were just talking about this morning here. We don't have to give up any names or anything like that, but you just talked about this morning how somebody reached out to you who had a pretty significant challenge that occurred to them, even though they were dealing at a very high level in athletics. Can you share a little bit about that story without revealing the person's name?
Yep. I had a call a few times this morning. I got a phone call from Victorville, California. And while I was at the gym preparing to teach a class, I finally picked up, and it was a young man who said, "Tim Lane, is this really you?" I said, "Yeah, man, what's happening?" He said, "Man, I watched your podcast, and I really, what you said resonated with me. I was a top sprinter, skater, and I was supposed to go to the Olympics. And the meet before the Olympics, I ended up falling on the ice, and my leg cut open, and my body bled out, and I died. They brought me back to life, and I heard your story, and man, I wanna learn more. I wanna learn what's next." And whoa, I could feel my skin come up, Antonio, and
Yeah.
this is today. I knew that I'm on the right path, and that's just one more sign to let me know that we're going to be able to do this on a large scale, and we're going to be able to make some big things happen, Antonio.
So let's talk real quick here about uh, people in transition. You've got a couple different groups of people that we'll be talking to and we'll be providing insights for. One of them are people here who have a long-term dream, something they've always wanted to achieve here, and you're going to give them insights and approaches of how you've been able to achieve it for yourself and some of your friends as well. And then we're going to give them trainings on this, and we've got some pretty. Tell folks who aren't totally clear, when we went through these programs and these exercises that we spent a long time developing here, Bradley talks about dropping bombs, ideas here. How many big ideas do you think that we've covered here as we've started to go down this road?
Oh man, Antonio, honestly, I think I lost count. From everything we've been doing, there's so many bombs that we have enough content for for days. So
Right. It's gonna be hard for us just to we have to get as much of this information to folks as possible. And this is not some pitch fest, you guys. I mean, even though it's the pitch freak in the house, my role here is very specific. I'm the host for the event here, and I'm going to help move the project, move the day along here, and offer some insights and some conversations here. But this is not a pitch fest. This is a real 6-hour, very serious training. The good news, though, is that it's presented in a way that's easy to consume. The way that Tim has been able to reveal his insights and his approach here is very easy to follow. It goes at a very comfortable pace. That's why we're not doing a 30-minute webinar, right? We're doing a full-on 6-hour course. We're going to have a couple of breaks, during the course of the day here, but 6 hours is enough time to be able to comfortably deliver these insights in a way that's going to be able to both impress you, not impress you as from a perspective, but the idea of impress upon you things that you can do and insights that you can apply to your day. And Tim, will people be able to apply these concepts right away?
man, Antonio, right away. During the class, things are going to happen during the class. We're going to have people want to say, "Hey, this thing happened just now. My phone's going crazy." It's just like changing a station on the radio. They're going to be able to change a station and visualize and feel things right away.
Yeah, this is really terrific. And so it's a unusual way in which to present the information, but this is not some lecture. It's a series of instructional trainings, along with conversations, along with exercises, and it's 6 hours of real solid insights and trainings that people can apply immediately. Now, you also do private coaching, and obviously I do it as well here. But to get you in order to the type of training that you're doing here, you're somebody wants to get into a fight ring, and you and Bradley were talking about this the other day here. Somebody's gonna have to pay $100,000 for a 6-week training session with you to get them in tip-top condition. And the reason why, why does somebody want to hire Tim Lane? Should be obvious, I suppose. But you've got coaches out there that you can get in the ring and help somebody train for a fight. What's Tim Lane going to bring to the training course here that the average coach, without any disrespect, of course, what's Tim Lane going to bring to the table that the average coach who hasn't been in the ring is going to bring?
It's the mental power, Antonio. It is the I call it the glow. I call it the glow. They made songs about it, and it is a recipe of things that you can do to focus to be the best you can be. So people hire me because they want to be the best. They want to win in competition. People want to win. They want to hire me in life. They just want to be the best they can be.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the origins of this program was. Originally, we were thinking about people who just are trying to achieve some particular greatness. But then over the course of weeks and weeks and actually months, we realized that this is kind of a mindset program that really anybody can benefit from here. So if you're a mom, a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, if you are an entrepreneur just starting off, or a college student, or you're going to school here, you're trying to achieve your degree, you're already a very successful executive and you're trying to stay relevant and stay on top of your game. I mean, you got a situation here, you're 15-1. Your 16 professional fights, you're 15-1. You lost one by decision, and you 13 knockouts. I mean, and so the idea here is that amount of discipline sustained over a long period of time. How you were able to achieve that? You're able to share those insights with people. You're able to give people an idea of how you're able to do that.
Are you asking me the question, Antonio?
I'm asking you the question, baby.
Yes, I am. There's a language, and there are certain patterns and certain thought processes that are the same, Antonio. And because you and I have went back and forth so many times of me going through the fights and us making the book and us doing all this stuff, you were able to translate these things into a business frame of mind, but then where anyone can understand it, because it's all about the philosophies and the steps of them. So it was, it's translating a language that's been here for a long time, Antonio. This is just explained in a different way, but it's the same overall goal to be the best we can be.
Love it. I love it. So for folks here who are looking to learn how to focus at a very high level, at an elite level, and to be able to learn in an easy way, this program could have easily have been $2,500 a day for the day, for the event here, easily. And you're offering it for free, Tim. What's going on with that? Why is this something that you're offering for free?
Well, Antonio, right now, we just went through a crazy year, man. And this quarantine has hit me in a way that I understand now, that I need to get my message across. And the language that I've learned and put together here with you, not everybody has money right now, but most people have technology where they can get this and we can become live together. I want to get this out to as many people as I can for free, Antonio, so we can all help lift the world. So right now it's free to keep hope alive.
Love it here. And thank you for making that available to folks here, because I know that you really care so deeply about our returning veterans. And you do a lot of work with our vets here when they come back and they have a very difficult time. I mean, one quick little thing, and I know that you got to go, but one of the issues here are folks dealing with transitions. So for many people in their life, you talked about a little bit about a fork in the road, or life throws you a curveball here. And for veterans who are used to having a lot of camaraderie and they have a team of people and they're working at a very high level and very stressful situations, or you're folks in the NFL and you're working very aggressive and you're very aggressive as a team and you're working for your team and you got all these people together, or you're a fighter in the ring for many years, and all of a sudden you get sent home. You're not in the military anymore. You get retired, right? You do your service. You go home, or you get retired from the NFL, or you retire from the ring. There's got to be a situation for folks here that's got to be pretty difficult to be dealing at such a high performance level for so long, and then not have that activity that you've pretty much dedicated your life towards for so long here. So this is really also meant to help people in transitions to find out what's next, right?
Yes, it is, Antonio. For all the warriors out there, we all warriors in life, but specifically combat veterans and current or former professional athletes. I was lost when I was done fighting. I didn't know what my purpose was. And I wish I would have had this, Antonio, because this is a perfect transition to find out what I want to do, what makes me feel good, what gives me goosebumps. We're going to be able to find out what gives us goosebumps again. And to all my warriors out there, we're going to find out what is our purpose. I know we're all here for a certain purpose. How can I find it? We're going to help you give insights where we can find our dreams and put all that magic into a bottle.
Yeah. So, this is not one of those get rich quick kind of programs here. This is real insights from a real practitioner who's applied at the highest level. You can apply these insights if you're trying to increase your income. You can apply these insights if you're trying to care for yourself and your family, move your business, grow your company, accomplish something meaningful in life here. But Tim's whole objective is to lift up the world. He went from beating people up to lifting people up. And so that's what's going to happen all day, May 16th, this Sunday here. Make sure that you register at pitchfreaks.com/focus. That's pitchfreaks.com/focus. And seats are limited here to 500 attendees. And the first 100 people who register will get opportunity here for getting insights and some guidance live with Tim and a few of the members of Tim's team during the course of the event, which is very exciting. So Tim, thank you so much for making this call. Thank you for making this available. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. I'm so excited to see this go down and to watch you work your magic.
Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate it. And everybody out there, remember this: dreams come true when you focus and follow through. I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. Your first lesson, sign up, pitchfreaks.com/focus.
Tim, thanks a bunch here. And we're going to be doing some more promotions during the course of the week here. So look forward to talk with you soon.
Thank you, Antonio. See you soon.